Cookie here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
My tablet's still updating.
We left.
We came home. I ran out of battery.
Well, yeah.
I plugged it in.
Unreal.
Still update. I don't know if we'll ever get to use it again.
24 hours of updating. It's
been over 2 years. It's been over 2 years.
After a while, little tablet, you've tried so hard with the getting pounded by notifications when you first got turned on. And then now, you know what? I get it if you just want to go be with Jesus. If you just say you're out.
I know. Deuces.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it did. It ran down, plugged it in, come back.
Just set it up. If it ever wakes back up again, if it ever comes out of its coma, you should just set on auto update. So it'll automatically update for you at night.
I'll take care of that. I'll get on that. I feel bad. I feel like I've neglected it. I have. Seriously, I have. My goodness sakes. So same thing at my house. I have like I have brick front stairs and then like a brick facade on the front of the house. Very 70s. It's a very Brady Bunch type style house. And, which, by the way, have you been watching any of that?
A little bit. Here and there. It's cute. It's cute.
If you weren't, seriously, if the Brady Bunch wasn't like part of your childhood, and granted, they only did like 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And it lives forever. I mean, they played it all through. I don't even know. Was it like in 1970 when they first started or something?
I think it was even sooner.
And then it played in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And then, because Greg, he's 60 something. I can't look it up on my tablet.
Oh, that's right. Why don't you look it up on your... Oh, wait, never mind.
You look it up.
I'll look it up.
See Brady Bunch Greg, how old he is. But, you know, it's just weird because it's only that few seasons, just a handful of seasons. And then they had movies and everybody knows.
64.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it had to have been in the early 70s when that was on.
Yeah.
But and otherwise you aren't going to be interested in it.
But the way they did it, though, it's not bad. Like it helps if you have a history with the show a little bit.
I know.
But it's kind of cool the way because it makes you think of other TV shows you would like to see
the
it
Ropers?
created. Yes, I would love to spend the night in
Jack's bedroom.
Well, not necessarily. I'd say maybe Chrissy's bedroom, not Jack. But I would love to see in Three's Company.
Chrissy shared with Janet, didn't she?
My point exactly.
Okay.
Little Suzanne Summers, Joyce DeWitt sandwich.
What?
Hey-o. That's 13-year-old Pat's fantasy right there.
That right there is the same question as, is it Marianne or Ginger?
Oh, Marianne.
So you're Marianne all the way.
Yeah.
All right. So is it, what was the names again? Janet or?
Chrissy.
Janet.
Janet's more along the lines of Marianne. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
So I'd love to spend the night in. I'd love to spend the night in all these movies.
I would love to see Gilligan's Island recreated.
Right, they probably have it somewhere.
It's got to be somewhere.
I would love to see a cottage industry like that, where they recreate. Like I would love to go around in a lake on the exact boat that Jaws was filmed on. Quinn's boat. That would be fun.
That sank.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like a new one. Like they did the Titanic. It's going back and forth across the ocean. The replica of that, it's going back and forth.
Is that still out there?
I think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Is it sailing now?
I don't know.
You just made that up.
But I know it was either. I thought it was almost done last year, and they were getting ready to go.
Hold on.
Like they've been building this thing for a long time.
Well, let's see. Titanic Replica.
Yeah, it's going.
Nope, that's not what I want.
Like things that end poorly. I don't know if I'd want to get on the replica of. The Titanic. It's just kind of bad mojo.
Let's see. The replica of the Titanic will be a full-scale reconstruction of the original. They started in 2016. It's still under construction.
Okay. So it's on the way.
2022.
Okay, so that's right around the corner.
That's when they say they're planning to set sail.
Okay. So it's
Titanic
pretty awesome.
2. Would you ride on Titanic 2?
Yeah, probably I would. I would.
If something happens, there's going to be a lot of told you so.
Yeah. Those jerks.
Right?
Taunting karma and fate.
Well, like Gilligan's Island, I would love to see that recreation. But you never know. This could happen with HGTV getting the cast back together and seeing how this one goes.
Because you get one movie that was rebooted as what was the first one of the first movies that was rebooted?
Star Wars?
No, not Star Wars. Like where they maybe it was like 21 Jumps, not like something like that, where they took TV and made a movie, or they remade a movie from a long time ago.
Poseidon Adventure was not that long ago, and that was terrible. What? Another reboot?
Right. Another reboot of a movie or a reboot of a TV show. So somebody could
do it
as soon
again.
as one person or one production company did that and they saw the success, then all these other ones popped up. So now HGTV does this, then somebody else is going to go find another huge show and take a house from that show or the town from that show and recreate it, and then it'll turn it into a tourist attraction.
Well, you are not the first person to ask that question.
I'm sure not.
Hollywood Reboots has the first. What started the reboot madness is the question. Let's see if I can find it, because this is one of those dumb threads. It looks like Godzilla, first made in 1954, rebooted in 1984.
Okay, yeah.
Would be one of them, but that's not what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? It's like
right. Yeah, because it wasn't the exact storyline. There was other different.
Tarzan, first film made was in 1918. Then in the 30s through the 60s, they had more kind of a movie franchise, and then rebooted those. That's kind of interesting. TV shows too, because some TV shows, and we've had that conversation. There are TV shows that were super successful, and it really, relatively, we've had television shows for a short amount of time. Because TV, in the 50s, if you were lucky, your neighbors had a TV, apparently, right? Then you go watch in the 40s. I remember Mom said that one of the neighbors out in the country in Les Hills, and Grandma and Grandpa would load up all the kids and take them over to go watch Fight Night, WWE type stuff on Sunday nights. They go over because the neighbor had television. And so then you get the 50s, 60s, so 70s, that's when things get rocking. You've got your Sunday night movies with Disney, and you've got your Heart to Hearts.
Yeah.
And McLeod's. Yep. James Garner. I remember those names, for God's sake. I can't remember somebody's name from this decade.
Right.
But anyway.
those names are right there, the frontal lobe.
But yeah, so those TV shows, though, some of those could reboot, but some of the other TV shows at that time in the 70s.
But that's
not happening.
Right. Oh, no, for sure. But so those take something like that. And
80s.
then take would love to have the Friends apartments or whatever, completely, so you could walk through them. So it's not just a movie set, because we've interviewed people over the years where we've talked about the shows they were on and everything like that, and the sets have been destroyed. The sets are gone. The sets aren't there.
That's what they had with this, because they had to find a lot of the pieces.
Yeah, or even exactly. So they had the actual TV show that they could look at and recreate these things. But then when you see them when you're seeing that show and you're seeing kind of them going through the process, it looks so much different in real life than it did on TV. Just so odd to see something you saw on TV forever in front of you.
Yeah, it's true. It is true. I'm just looking through some of these. That's interesting.
Like I would love to be in the Cujo car. Like just to be able to sit in the Cujo car with all the dirt on the side and with the exact car, the inside the way it is.
Was it like a little red Pinto?
Pinto or Gremlin or something like that.
Gremlin might have been it.
So that'd be, who knows? This is going to be a huge little industry for somebody, I'm sure.
I just had to look up because I honestly cannot remember what all the TV shows, because I watched TV as a kid, but then you get into college and beyond. The top TV shows of the 80s, possible reboots. Cheers. They have that bar somewhere, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a Cheers bar.
Let's see. Oh, Alf.
Yeah, I've heard actually they're talking about Alf.
The Golden Girls house.
Golden Girls house would be great.
That would be a good one too. Night Court, Cosby Show, Roseanne. I literally lived on the corner of 2nd and Delaware, 3rd and Delaware. That's where she lived but I lived on 3rd and Delaware in Hastings.
Yeah, that's awesome.
In an itty bitty Sears house that had a dirt wall basement, and coal chute on one side, had no garage, on street parking. Yeah, it was awesome.
Hastings,
had the weights in the corners to lift the windows up.
My first house had that too. It's kind of weird.
No air conditioning.
Yeah, my first house had that too.
Right, we moved in July 4th weekend. I remember that, and within 2 weeks, we had air conditioning. Yeah. I was like, nope.
Not happening.
This is not going to happen. MASH, that'd be an interesting one, too. Al Bundy, that'll never happen again.
No, it won't.
Happy Days?
Maybe. It could. It depends. Maybe you go had Henry Winkler as the Fonz to obviously come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
I could see that. Growing Pains, WKRP. Facts of Life. Was that one of yours?
Oh yeah. Take the good, take the bad. Take them both, and there you have.
Yeah,
it's so there's a ton of stuff. Just think about that for a minute.
Ton of good stuff.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see. as we said before, anytime you want to leave us a message, feel free to do so. Several ways to reach out to us.
You can text 402-403-9478, or you go on Twitter. It's Pat as a boy. Oh, not it's Pat as a boy. It's just my at Pat as a boy. You're that other JT. And then it's Pat and JT, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Okay, so first I want to thank Kugler. And I'm going to say for after Kugler, it's Fugitive Friday.
Oh, love
the list that was
Fugitive
released
Friday.
on Friday from the Saunders County Sheriff's Office.
The best. Love Fugitive Friday.
That's coming up. But first, thank you to Kugler Vision.
Yes.
Now's a great time to get your consultation in. And if you've been thinking about it, not only are you going to a world-class operation with the leading doctors, and Dr. Lance Kugler takes a lot of pride in being on top of it, and being the number one LASIK provider in the state, plus the only place that offers all the different options. There are 7 different options of LASIK, but they want to make sure they answer all your questions. So if you're nervous about it, have some jitters, they'll definitely calm your nerves.
Yeah, you're right. They will. And then what will also calm your nerves is knowing if you use the promo code Pat and JT 2019, $500 will be taken off of your procedure that you qualify for through Kugler. That you can take $500. So that'll kind of
make
it even sweeter.
So KuglerVision.com. It's Fugitive Friday. As the post said on the Saunders County Sheriff's Office Facebook page,
here we go.
They are feeling determined. And it had that little, Okay. So they were looking for, and still are as far as I know, Patrick Amesquita, 46 years old. He's wanted for failure to appear. And the original charge was attempt of a class 3 felony.
Jeez.
Last known address was Omaha. Just saying.
Lord, that's a big one.
And the second one, there's only 2. There's usually only 2.
Yeah.
So they get to really hyper-focus on y'all.
Spotlights on you, boys.
Girls, too. Sabrina.
Uh-oh.
Sabrina Baldwin's 20. Failure to appear. Driving during suspension charge. That's too easy.
Right.
You failed to appear on that. Last known address was even Wahoo. You could have walked to the courthouse.
Right. It's right there.
For the love.
Lazy.
All right. So people, tips are confidential, and you never know. There might be some fast cash if you go through Crime Stoppers.
And it's also a good research place for dating. So if you see anybody on there, do not date them. Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.